Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show on the 22nd of October. It looks really nice out there. It's sunny. There's blue skies.
Wow.
Have you been out today, Nico?
I was out in the morning and it did look good. It was good. It wasn't quite light. It wasn't 100% light. And I'm like, oh, it's looking very bright. So, yeah.
Well, it's quite bright now. So that's really good. Really, really good. So how are you doing then, Nico?
All good. Excited always. You know, we love a Tuesday chat. So
good.
Looking forward to what our guests have got to say.
We've got Shelley in the background doing her thing, internet-wise. We've got two guests today, but at the moment, we've got one guest here with us. That's Carol. How are you doing?
Hi, good afternoon. I'm well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Yes, and I'm doing good as well. I only saw you the other day, Nico.
I was just about to say that. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm good. That you're riding the scarf matter alone today.
I know. I've got it ready. Next week, I'll put a different one on. Okay. Actually, I might do a different one each week. Ooh,
that would be a good move.
No, because then people will then know how many I've got, and they don't need to know that because there's loads. That's too much. I'm sharing too much then. So I am going to have a conversation with Carol whilst we're waiting for our second guest for you. So I'm going to take you off, and I'll see you in a bit. Oh, it worked. There you go. Hello, Carol. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about yourself first before you tell us what you're doing.
Okay. So my name's Carol Glenn. I was brought up in Luton, so I know the Luton area very, very well. But I have now become a country girl, and I'm living out in a little village between Aylesbury and Bicester called Waddesdon. So I'm really
okay. Oh, Waddesdon Manor.
Yes, I'm
very nice.
I'm now looking at the moment as I'm talking to you, looking out onto my balcony, and I've just got green fields, and there used to be cows in there, but because it's now got cold, they're indoors. So yeah, so it's quite a nice. Looks like it's quite a nice crisp morning at the moment here.
Yes, it's very nice out there. It is very nice out there.
I absolutely love it. Absolutely, I've become a real country girl in Wellington boots now.
Was that easy to convert to?
Yes and no. I mean, after years of living in around London and Luton, and I then moved to High Wycombe, and I lived there for about 12 years. I had to do this move about a year ago, and I was offered this particular flat. And the things I had to think about was getting to and from anywhere.
Yeah.
Getting to know people.
Yeah.
Trying to get back into London if you want to go and see your friends and family. Yeah. And the fact that I'm living in a village. We've got one village shop and two pubs.
But that one village shop is not even the shop like we've got that's open either till 11 or 24 hours or anything like that, is it?
It closes by 7 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock.
Ooh, okay.
So when I was still working last year, I had to keep remembering if I ran out of anything to make sure I get it on my way back from Aylesbury or on my way back from Bicester. The biggest one, though, is my Just Eat account. I've hardly been able to use it because not many people will deliver out this far.
Oh, okay.
When I was living at home, living back in High Wycombe, I was always on Just Eat. You know, every day you got, I'll have a little treat. I'll have some sushi, or I'll have this, or I'll have that. I go online, and other than pizzas, and maybe that's it.
Wow.
So we have got a Chinese in the village, we have got an Indian in the village, but the fact they'll get something delivered, even Tesco, you can only do Tesco delivery, but you can't do the quick, easy little, £10, 15 shop. So that's quite a big change. Also getting petrol. I have to remember because my nearest petrol station is either back in Aylesbury or back in Bicester. So the first few months was quite interesting because I was often on fumes, without even 5 miles worth of petrol to get me back to a petrol station. I learnt my lesson, so I but other than that, but the plus side, I have no light pollution. I see the most amazing skies at night. I see the stars. just hearing nature. So that for me is the plus sign.
Yeah. And you've got Waddesdon Manor, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. You've got Bicester Shopping Village.
Exactly.
What more can you ask for?
What more can you ask for? So yeah, so I feel like I'm on a more. So it's just that adjusting our own lifestyles, and then like finding things like hairdressers and where to go and buy our produce. But then I've discovered there's places in Aylesbury, so you're not really that cut off. You just have to maneuver in a different way. If you know, what I mean. So yeah.
I know Aylesbury. My family come from Aylesbury, so I know Aylesbury quite well.
So I do more cooking than getting takeaways now.
Yeah. Only because you can't get them. So tell us about Next Racing Generation. What is that all about?
Okay, so I formed Next Racing Generation during lockdown because we were all on lockdown, and then also there was the George Floyd thing happened. And then Lewis started talking about being, slightly lonely in the F1 world. And I thought, hold on, Lewis, you ain't the only one. There's me. And the only way for me to sort of let him know that was by talking to him, or start speaking out. And I never really told many people about my own journey and the fact that I had become a marshal way back in over 36 years ago now. In 1988, I started off as a marshal. And I sort of worked my way up through the ranks, and I've now got my clerk of the course license. So I'm very much still involved in day-to-day motorsport at club level. That I've done some international races, and I've loved it. Yeah, it's been hard sometimes, and we've had microaggressions going on, but on the whole, I've had a good time. I'm having a good time. I've got to travel with it. I've done also amazing people. So when it got to 2020 and all of this stuff, other stuff was going on, I started to tell people about what I had done. And then I realized, but I knew after about 10 years that I'd broken the glass ceiling because I was the first person of colour to become a marshal. And I was very aware that there was never anybody else that looked like me, that sounded like me around. So I started up NRG mainly to sort of like help parents from diverse backgrounds to get their kids into motorsport, because a lot of people have obviously seen Lewis, seen where he's got to, but don't know how to get into it.
Yeah.
There are some parents that have got into karting, and I've been dealing with a lot of parents who have already got their kids in karting, but then it's make that next leap, because there's no book that tells you go from here, there, and everywhere. So I'm able, because of my knowledge and background, I'm able to sort of like help them through that jungle, some of the motorsport speak and also what goes on, and make them aware of what they can do. My main plan was to form a racing team. That's still my plan, but like all great ideas, you need a lot of finances behind you.
Yeah.
And although I've had some sponsorship behind me, it's not enough to actually get me to get a car off on the ground and to get drivers going. But nevertheless, I've still got it more as sort of like an academy mentoring. So over the last 2 years, I've been doing more mentoring to young people. I'm an FIA Girls on Track ambassador, so I go to a lot of events, and again, it's about helping get women into motorsport, but also for me, it's also the women from diverse backgrounds into motorsport at all levels, whether it's been a driver, an engineer, or get into something like being a presenter, social media, the plethora of things. I was just on a Zoom call with a young lady who's at school down in Kent, and she wants to get into finance.
Okay.
So I was just giving her some advice how to get into finance, where sort of possible routes that she can think of or look at where to go. And that's what it is. I feel like my role is more of a guidance thing nowadays, but I would still love to get my dream to get a team on. So I haven't actually dismissed it, but I've just scaled down what I'm actually doing. But I'm here to do whatever I can.
I've got a friend that works for Red Bull. Those cars are expensive.
Yes.
Beyond expensive. They are so expensive.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, because most people are armchair enthusiasts, all they see is F1.
Yeah.
But what people don't realise is that actually has a whole plethora of motorsport before you get to F1. And that's what I again try to educate people on. In fact, there's club racing. So if you come out of karting and want to get into club racing, if you don't want to become a professional racing driver, you can actually race at fairly low costs. There's things like sprints and hill climbs you can do. There's another thing called streetcar, which my governing body Motorsport UK have been pushing, which is a very low budget end where you can go out and have a bit of fun, and that's your thing. It's a bit like going and doing golfing for the weekends or fishing or going to a football match. You just want to have a go. But then there's another percentage of people who actually I want to do this as a professional. I want to get in. I want to see how high.
Okay.
How high can I get? And that's then when it will maybe start to cost you a little bit more. But if you start off at the club level and then work your way up, and then you can be one of two ways. You might be discovered by another team, or you're able to raise the money through sponsorship, and you can work your way up. So you go through club motorsport. You might go for a single make series, which is a saloon car, or you might go through something like Formula 4, which is a saloon single seater car, then go up into something like F3, Formula 3, then get into Formula 4, then get into the international Formula 2 and Formula 2, to then hopefully then get into F1. But there's, as I keep telling to a lot of youngsters who want to be drivers, there's only X amount of spaces, only 20 spaces in F1. There's only 10 teams. Each team has 10 people. So if you're all trying to get into that same space, it's never going to happen. Yeah. But you can get into things like World Endurance, GTs, and there's other international races around the world. And often you get paid to do those.
Okay.
So you can make a good career as a professional racing driver. Get asked to race some absolutely brilliant cars, especially if you do things like Le Mans or World Endurance, which is where the cars are shared. You could become an instructor, and people, you charge people to instruct them on driver coaching, etc. So there's a whole middle thing.
It's huge, isn't it?
It's huge, and most people don't know about that. All they see is the glamour of F1, and that's where they want to be. Yeah, and you've also got things like Formula E now coming up. F1 Girls Academy. There's a lot of Extreme E as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but most people don't always hear about it.
No. So in those other areas, are there more women coming through?
There are more women coming through. As I was saying to the young lady I was just talking to earlier, I said, is that when I started, that you hardly saw many women, much less women of colour. Now you're seeing more young girls. It's a bit like English football, the women's football team. There's an awful lot of what I call young girls out there now, and they're getting on, and they're getting their jobs. And some of them are now being visible. Some of them are now more pit lane or the garage facing. But what you're not still seeing a lot of is people of diverse colour. Yeah, because women have become the next sort of good thing, but women of colour is still the poor relation, and that's what I think puts off a lot of the young girls to get into it. But they've got a few more role models other than myself. So if they look at watch TV at the weekends, you watch Channel 4 or Sky, you'll see Naomi Schiff. She's now a presenter. You see Ariana Bravo. You'll see another lady called Steph. I forgot her name. Stephanie. There's another girl. She does Formula E. So there are a few more faces of colour doing that, but there's still not really many faces of colour of girls doing racing at the higher levels. They'll come from other countries, but when we're talking about women of black and brown, more than anything. And there will be quite a lot of girls coming up through current engineering. A lot of them are on schemes, or they're working back in the factory. So they don't get to travel around the world. So you don't see them. So I think there's a lot more than working in the factories, but they're not front facing.
No. Okay. So Shelley's put that there's an F1 simulator I'm presuming that is, at the Silverstone Museum, and there's a place in London where she wants to go to do the F1 experience.
Yes. So
I did one of those
Yeah.
for my 50th. Oh my Lord. I drove a Ferrari and I drove a Lamborghini. And that was just something else. That was just out of this world. But then when the driver drove us in one of their cars, I was hanging on for dear life. I thought this is it. I'm not gonna get home today.
Yeah.
Wow, the speed.
So you can do, so at Silverstone you can do the driver experience, because in fact the Porsche Centre are based at Silverstone, and you can go around in their cars, and also Silverstone they do driver experience things. So that is definitely a way to go. And a lot of the tracks often do track days where you can take your own car on the circuit, and again they'll let you drive around, or they'll let you drive around with them sitting in the car, and then they'll take your car around. And like you said, the difference on
yeah.
And then the other thing I think Sherry was talking about was the eSIMs. So if you've ever sat in an eSIM rig,
I haven't, but
so that's quite realistic, and you're sitting in quite an unusual angle. So Silverstone Museum's got that, and again the F1 experience, I believe that they've got lots of sims and lots of different things for you to do. I looked at that because I haven't been to the F1 experience yet. It's in London at Excel. But again, too, what I have noticed with all these things, I mean, they look brilliant, but it's the prices. So I think sometimes it's prices, families wanting to take a mum, dad, and 2 children, you're going to look at the best part of, I'd have thought, nearly 100 quid.
Yeah.
You'd want to spend the whole day there, to get your money's worth. But I'm also on here now to tell people about that. If you're a young lady, up to the ages of 18, that this weekend, in fact, up to the end of October, you can go to Silverstone Museum for free, because they're running a thing that's called Girls Will, and that's been on since the beginning of October. Now, if you've never been to Silverstone Museum, it is awesome. It's an immersive museum. It gives you the history of Silverstone. It tells you all about the different things that have gone on there. The fact it started off as an airfield. There's actually a lovely section on women in motorsport there as well, actually. There's a bit about Marshall, there's a bit about all the different racing drivers. And there's different things. You can touch things. You can have a go on things. It's a really good day. And then one thing you can do is, well, you can go out the back door, and it takes you down to where the old Wellington Bridge is. And there's a big mural of Lewis, and also there's now David Coulthard there, so you get your
fantastic.
And if there's testing going on, you can see a little bit of the testing going on around the circuit. So it's a very good day to have out. And I will be there this Saturday as part of being an FIA Girls on Track ambassador, and we've also got some people from some girls from Aston Martin going to be there, and we're going to have a panel from, I think, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock in Silverstone Museum, and we'll be talking about our careers and how we got into the sport, and you're better ask people questions. So if you're up to age 18, you can go, and if you're over 18, they are giving you a 10% discount to go with anybody else that you go with. But I definitely say, definitely, I mean, from Luton to Silverstone, it's not very far at all.
No, it isn't. It's just straight up the motorway.
It's well worth going.
So girls under 18 can go free for the whole of October.
Yes.
But this Saturday, they've then got this event on where they're going to find there's going to be more women talking about their journeys, and you're going to be one of them.
I'm going to be one of them, along with girls from the Aston Martin team. There's some other events, I think, on Monday and Tuesday. I think there's another one with Aston Martin on, and I can't remember. If you go on the Silverstone Museum link, you'll see it. So there's things going on nearly every day, and definitely on the Saturday. So say this Saturday, I will be there.
Fantastic.
So people can come and see me and touch me in person. So that
is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. So all the information is there. It's at the bottom of the screen. It's also on our Facebook page as well. If we get a chance, we'll get you back on, but don't disappear. Don't disappear.
No, thank you.
It's been great speaking to you, and it's about getting more girls,
more females.
involved.
Females,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful. Nikkei, are you about?
I'm about. Hello. Oh, how fascinating. You know, you're talking about more girls. I didn't even know there was any, well, apart from, I think, the dirt racing or one there, but other than that, I didn't know that there was anything different from Formula One. But one of my friend's son does actually work in another form of racing, and he's always out, always about, not hardly ever in the UK. He loves it. So
It is,
I did
yeah.
wonder about girls. So that's
Yeah,
really
there
good.
are, but it's we just need to get more in. We need to get more in
Yeah,
and give them a bit of a run for their money. That's what we need to be doing.
yes,
If I
indeed.
was younger, I would try and do that, but I think my time has passed. My time has
You can always
passed.
go as a veteran. You can go as a veteran. You
Oh,
don't
thank
have
you.
to
I'm that
race with
old,
the
am
young.
I? Thank you. Thank you very much. Right,
I use your words.
I am going to hand over to you, Nikkei, and let you have a chat with Deborah.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Debra. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Hello, Nikkei. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for persevering with all the technological issues that you were having at the beginning. It's
No
palaver, isn't
problem.
it?
Had to
So,
move.
yeah, right. So let's just go straight into it then. So, just for the sake of people listening, and everything, if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're promoting.
Okay, so I'm Debra Knight. I'm the poetry champion for Bedfordshire, and also the CEO and co-founder of Luton's longest serving CIC and Queen's Award winning community interest company 9 Represent CIC. What I'm wanting to share with you actually is these great opportunities that are coming through with Bedfordshire Together. So Poetry Together is a national initiative. It is led by Giles Brandreth and Her Majesty the Queen Camilla, and they are rolling out many different opportunities across the United Kingdom and actually across the Commonwealth as well, because it's very important that the Commonwealth engage with this project as well. But it is about bringing people together, celebrating language, celebrating communication. So it's poetry, but it's not that middle class kind of like stuffy kind of idea. It's like, it's about the dynamic expression of emotion and the way in which we express. And they're literally offering us a platform. This is an opportunity. How do you want to use this opportunity to raise your profile? So, for example, at this moment, there is an opportunity to perform for the Queen on the 11th of November at the Poetry Together event. They have workshops. Giles Brandreth, he's offering a workshop, and there are a number of other different poetry and literature kind of experts who are doing workshops that are available for the under 18s and the over 70s, to help them, celebrate poetry and engage in poetry and produce poetry together. The Bedfordshire Together programme is rolled out of that Poetry Together. So as poetry champion for Bedfordshire, it's about offering these opportunities locally within this space. It's like, how would you like to use this platform? How would you like to use this space? What could you use this project to help elevate you? So for example, one of our poets, one of our over 70s poets from Luton, will be performing for Queen Camilla on the 11th of November at this event.
Oh,
She applied
wow.
and she was selected. She's wonderful. The reason I haven't mentioned her name is because I feel it's her story. She deserves to be able to announce that herself, yeah. And I haven't had any consultation with her to see how she would like that to be announced. And I feel it's for her to be able to push her moment and push it forward. But there is an over 70s from Luton who will be performing on the 11th of November for Queen Camilla, and that opportunity is open to other people if they do wish to apply. It is, if people do want to attend the workshop as well, they have an opportunity to apply. It's first come first serve basis. So you could just email me at female@r-undefined.co.uk. Female spelled FEMAIL, yeah, as in female. So you can email me there, or if you want to find out more about the opportunities, you can go to wordschoseme.com, and you can see all the different workshops, the different Pilgrim Poetry Together walks. So we've got a walk on the 27th of October with the Lord Lieutenant, which is around Oakley. It's part of the Bunyan Trail, but there are workshops going on in Wardown House Museum and Gallery, so they're on Mondays that you're able to attend. But also one of the things that is really significant that I want to is to talk about the Medunetta, talk about how our alphabet, the Kemetic alphabet, helped shape the Greek alphabet, the influence that the Kemetic community has had on literature and language and how it is formed. Medunetta means divine words, or like words from nature, and that's how I try to teach people how to write from what they hear, write from what they speak, connect with their inner self, connect with their soul. Like the imagination is the soul, connect with that and speak from there, and speak freely. You know, it's not about what form, what structure, what style. It's about write from who you are. Know thyself, not know thy name, not know thy company, not know thy business. Know thyself. Who are you? Who are you? Right from that voice that speaks inside you. So it's about bringing in that Kemetic wellness, those Kemetic histories, that Kemetic cosmology, the great oral history that has been handed down from Africa through generations and generations. It's about using our voice the way that we use our voice as Caribbeans, to be expressive. You know, all things is poetry, all things are literature, all things are spoken word. You know, art is a dynamic expression of emotion. Express yourself. So that's what this project is. It's like giving people the opportunity to express themselves, but giving them a national platform. So we're able to use the royal platform. We're able to use the Lord Lieutenant's platform. We're able to use these existing platforms to elevate, you know, the people of Luton, so they're able, and Bedfordshire, so they're able to be seen nationwide, rather than, like, you know, having to rely on different programs and projects, or being part of different initiatives. It is literally Bedfordshire together, poetry together. That's your platform. That's what's being offered to you, and as that is promoted, you are promoted with it. It's like, make this opportunity into what you want this opportunity to be. So that's really what I to speak to you about, the Bedfordshire Together, the Poetry Together programs.
Wow, it sounds really amazing. How long is it going to go on for?
Well, this is eternal. So this is our second year of Poetry Together. It's the 14th month of me being Bedfordshire's Poetry Champion. This is the second year that these things have been offered. The uptake, like, obviously we need to spread the word, because I don't think people really understanding what is being offered to them. It is literally, how do you want to promote yourself? How do you want to highlight yourself? What do you want to show to the world? So on the 28th of November, it's Bedfordshire Day. We're having a Bedfordshire Day recital, and we're inviting local poets to perform and help produce the Ballad of Bedfordshire. So they have the opportunity to write 5, 10 or 15 words, 5, 10 or 15 lines, to be part of this ballad that is being publicised across the whole of Bedfordshire by the mayors and the Lord Lieutenant and the Deputy Lieutenant. So it's part of that whole the celebration of the day. And this is something that is every year. 28th of November happens every year. So this is every year an opportunity to showcase yourself at a national level, and without all you have to do is bring your talent. Come, that's it. Let us see you. And then we promote you, we push it out there. But that's what this opportunity is. It's like, there is so much talent in Luton that has been recognized at a high level, and they're like, how can we help? How can we help you be seen? How can we help you be elevated? So that's what Bedfordshire Together is. It's about bringing people together, yes, to share in poetry and literature and everything, but it's to share in each other, to celebrate each other, to collaborate, to co-create, to produce something that we can show to the world and be like, yeah, look, this is what we're capable of, this is what we're able to do. And it's that opportunity. Just see us, let us name ourselves, but see us, you know.
That sounds absolutely amazing. So is that, I can see that all your information is going on the ticker across the line anyway, but in terms of all the stuff that you've done already, is there any way people can access and have a look at that as well?
If you go to my website, if you literally go to wordschoseme.com, you can see my work as Poetry Champion for Bedfordshire. And if you go to artundefined.com, that will show you all of the work that I do as 9Red Presents. So both of those roles are both covered in those two websites. The opportunities are frequently updated and listed on those websites. I have somebody helping with social media, so they will get posted out across websites. But because I don't do social media, it really is better that people go to the websites, because that the information will be there. We have a Bards of Bedfordshire WhatsApp group. So if you text your telephone number to 07881 705 719, and if you just text the words Bedfordshire Together, then I will add you to the WhatsApp group, so you're able to get like information sent to you. And it is just an information. We just literally send text. It's not about anything else. It's literally what's going on with Bedfordshire Together, where to be, where to go, that kind of thing as well. You can also go to Eventbrite, because a lot of our events are listed on Eventbrite as well. So if you want to get involved that way, but really and truthfully, it's the websites are the best place to go. So wordschoseme.com, or text me on that number and I'll add you to the WhatsApp group, and the information will go out that way. But this really is an opportunity. The opportunity is for you, and it's for you to make of it whatever you want, however you want to make it. And especially with Bedfordshire Day, which is nationally broadcast on the Lord Lieutenant's channel. It's broadcast by the mayors of across Bedfordshire. So you've got a good chance of being able to be seen and promote yourself and highlight yourself. So if you want to get involved, again, you can contact any of those. Just text me on 07881 705 719, and we can see what we can do to arrange for you to be part of the Bedfordshire Day recital. It is an annual event, and it is Poetry Together is an annual competition, so it's not going anywhere. It's supported by the Queen. You know, this is an opportunity that is for you.
It sounds absolutely amazing. Just going back to it being supported by the Queen, because obviously you opened with the idea that people have the opportunity to go and perform on that platform. Is that an annual platform that's open as well, or is it just this year?
Meaning in terms of having the opportunity to perform for the Queen?
Yes.
Is that what you mean? These opportunities will always be coming. That's the only thing I can really say. This is the easiest way. There will always be some form of an opportunity for something. The age range change. The Poetry Together age range is over 70 to under 18, but Bedfordshire Together, the age range is across the board. There will be lots of different opportunities that arise and come up all of the time. They will change. They will be different. This is the first time we've had the opportunity to apply to perform for the Queen, but the Queen is supporting the Poetry Together programme. So there are lots of occasions in which she will be coming to events that the opportunity perhaps can be offered again.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds absolutely amazing. There's a lot of stuff that you packed in there.
I tried to get it out because there's a lot of opportunity. I can't emphasize enough. It's your opportunity. It's for you. Yes. It really has been catered quite specifically for Commonwealth people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a priority.
I think we do have a lot of people who have a great interest in poetry that watch and listen to the show. I mean, even amongst people that are affiliated with Simply Deez.
Yeah, we do. There are quite a few. So we'll share that. We'll share that out so that everybody can then see that. Yeah, it sounds really interesting, doesn't it?
Try and get people to join the WhatsApp groups, because it's the easiest way for me to be able to deliver the information and know that the information can get to the places that it gets to. WhatsApp is easy, or go to the website, but there will constantly be lots of different opportunities coming up all of the time. You know, like I said, this Sunday is a walk with the Lord Lieutenant. You know, there's different opportunities that are constantly going to be happening, that are constantly going to be coming up, and it's just like, you know, join in if you can. You know, use this to showcase you. Yeah, it is literally on you. Yeah.
Right, that's fantastic. Just before we sign off with that one, just a quick one is how did you get interested in this field, Deborah?
In which field?
Poetry.
Well, poetry, the stuff that you do.
I've always been a poet. I have 4 books published. My first book was published in 1998. I've always been delivering, performing. I started performing when I was 13. I started working with the Poetry Society when I was 15. Not working with them, but in terms of being a member, taking part in some workshops, etc. Like that. Poetry's been important to me my whole. It's my art form. It's not just that it's my art form, but it's the art form that I use in art therapy as well. So it's what I use to counsel and mentoring. I believe that poetry is a very good way for healing. It's combined with narrative psychology. It's that pause, that silence that allows people to express, that allows people to bring it out, and then you have this tangible thing that is formed. It is a dynamic expression of emotion. and it is one of the ways that we can heal ourselves and help other people to heal themselves. Like, I use poetry a lot and poetry therapy a lot in a lot of the work that I do with like my clients and abuse victims, etc. I think poetry, literature, re-authoring of your story, storytelling, all these things are very, very important in terms of healing, and they come from an ancient civilization like Kemet, who has been around for a very long time and know how to use these sorts of know the well-being elements. I mean, I have to be honest, a lot of the ancient civilizations, they use these techniques across the board, across the world, you know, and I feel that it's very important for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been very fascinating. So, I mean, obviously, like I said, all the information is going across the ticker, but I think Debra's made it quite clear that the best source of information is the website or the WhatsApp group. So if you're interested, do look out for the information, and
or they can contact us and we can get them in contact with you. We'll share all the information on our pages as well.
I'll make sure that you have it. I'll directly communicate with you as well, so that is really what it is me. My role is to get as much of this information to you as possible, so that's really what it is. I'll keep pushing it out as much as I can, and if you can just keep pushing out the opportunity. So even if you're listening and you don't want the opportunity yourself, tell a friend, pass it on. These are opportunities, you know, it's not costing for free. Let the opportunities, let people be able to make the best for themselves out of these opportunities. That's really what it is.
That's wonderful.
So I really thank you, appreciate you. Thank you so much for letting me come on your show to share this, because it is so important, and the wider reach that we have, that the people know that this is for them, this is their opportunity.
Indeed.
No, that's fine. That's fine, and I'm sure we'll be able to get you back on another time to talk about whatever else is going on at that point. Time has run away with us, so we need to kind of wrap up. So thank you to Carol, thank you to Debra for coming on the show and sharing everything with us today. It's been really, really interesting. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Have you got anything else to share, DK?
We wanted to talk about International Men's Day.
Yeah, we've got about 1 minute to do that.
I don't have the info then.
So, International Men's Day. We are putting on International Men's Day on the 23rd of November, 1 till 6 at the Luton Irish Forum. And more information and info on the tickets will be coming out quite soon. I think this is our 8th year. We've done 8 years and now this is the 9th. We've been doing it for years. It's one not to be missed, because you get the guys actually opening up and sharing, and and it's really good. It is really good. So that's what we've got coming up. It's hot off the press. It was only booked on Friday. It was literally booked on Friday. Yes. So put that in your diary. 23rd of November, Irish Forum, which is up in town, just off of Hitchin Road. Plenty of parking. It's going to be a really good event, 1 till 6. So thanks again for coming on, Carol and Debra and Nikkei, and we'll see you all again next week, same time, 12 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye.